Okay, so good evening to everyone. This is your girl, Neek Austin, with the Glitz and Glamz Chronicles. I am actually doing this live from Fayetteville, North Carolina, via Fort Bragg. So what happened was I was working on my cousin's order and happened to speak to one of my customers, Mr. Farmer, and asked him, did he get his mugs? And he asked me, did I go live tonight? I totally forgot about going live tonight. I was actually trying to complete my cousin's orders in time. Oh, don't try it again. Yeah. My mind's just as bad as everybody else's, okay? Thank you, Mr. Farmer. I greatly appreciate it. But thank y'all so much for tuning in. So tonight I was going to go live and talk about fathers, because it was Father's Day yesterday, and even though some of our fathers may be in our lives, some may not be, we also have those stepdads and those father figures that we actually look to say thank you so much for being there when our real fathers could not be there. We have uncles, we got grandparents, grandfathers, family friends who were like an inspiration. Even brothers can be like a father figure to their own siblings, and just being there for them and molding them and shaping them into the person that we are. So that it wasn't going to be long tonight. It was more like a shout out, because see, my husband is talking tomorrow night, so I did not want to take the shine for him this week. He will be speaking with ESP Presents tomorrow night, and it will be about single fathers. So he will be talking tomorrow night. So please make sure you tune in to ESP Presents. It is at 8 o'clock tomorrow night, Facebook Live. I will repost the link on my page so y'all can see that. So basically what I wanted to talk about fathers, I wanted to actually do a live dedication to my husband, because I did not do a shout out to my husband or my brothers or my uncles or my cousins. I did not do a shout out yesterday because my shout out was basically more towards my father, who passed away April the 12th, 2002, exactly 2 months from when I graduated from high school. And my shout out yesterday was dedicated to him, and just saying how grateful I was for him to experience my first 18 years of life on this earth. He was an awesome man. He was a great man. He did everything that he could possibly do to show how much he loved me as his only daughter. And it was like, even though my father was a great man to me, I will honestly say that there were some times where my half-brothers did not experience the life that I experienced with him being in it. So a lot of things that I have learned, I did not just learn from a female's perspective, but I also learned everything from the male perspective, like how to change a tire, how to fix cars, how to do plumbing in the house, the typical things that your fathers would do with sons. I actually learned it when I was a little girl. The best advice that my father has ever given me was, you never rely on a man to do anything for you that you cannot do for yourself. So I definitely take that motto that he left me with, and I actually instilled that in both of my children, my son and my daughter, to let them know, hey, whatever a man can do, you can do better. And I tell my son, whatever a woman can do, you can do it as well. So it's like the same slate across the board when I talk to my children. But definitely that's what my shout out was for yesterday for Father's Day. So tonight, I wanted to do a shout out to my husband, William Austin Jr. He's actually in the house doing, fixing the slideshow for his brother-in-law and his sister. Want to give him props to being such an awesome dad to our children, Karina and Jaquise, and even stepping up to the plate in Jay's life when Jay's father decided that he did not want to become a part of his life. So it was awesome that, he filled the void, he filled those shoes, and my son embraced him like a son, like a son would embrace his father. And even though he is well aware that Will was not in the process of creating him, he calls him father because he was there when he needed someone the most, when he needed a man the most. And me being a woman, playing mommy and daddy, I could not take on both roles, so somebody had to fill the void. So I'm grateful that William was able to step to the plate the way that he did and been an awesome role model in my son's life. Moving on to my cousins who are fathers. Happy belated Father's Day to everybody. Even my brother-in-law. He is such an awesome dad to all three of his children. And his oldest son graduated from high school on last Wednesday. So kudos to Tarek for graduating from high school. Greatly, so proud of him and everything. I never got the opportunity to actually bond with my sister-in-law, so being down here for like almost a week has actually been a good feel for me to get to know, their lifestyle and how they operate and everything. It's a blessing that we was able to make it down to see him graduate, not from high school, but also from college, because we came down last month and he graduated from college. So kudos to Tarek for doing an awesome job in high school and in college and getting ready to go to UNC. So God bless everything that he sets forth, everything that God puts in your life. You know that you are blessed, and you are eternally blessed because of who you are and where you have came from, and the fact that your father has done amazing things for you and has basically planted the footsteps in your path to show you this is the way that you need to walk. It has been an amazing feel. So definitely keep him in your prayers and everything as he makes this journey to college as a freshman. So there are other people I actually wanted to give a shout out to. I actually want to give a shout out to Mr. Farmer. I don't know if he's watching, but I'm waving to him. He told me his sinuses were like cutting up. So I definitely want to give a shout out to Mr. Farmer, Barry Farmer. He is the how can I say it? He is the owner of Foster Care Adoption Talks. Please go check him out on his page. I think it's facebook.com. I don't know what the / is, but if you go to his page, become a friend of his. If you ever want to learn about foster care, definitely look that man up. He is awesome. The fact that he has 3 boys under the age of 30 and is raising them as his own because he adopted all 3 of them is such a blessing. And what people fail to understand is that it doesn't matter what race you are. As long as you are willing to raise children and you raise your children the way that you see fit, to give them the life that they deserve, to give them the education that they need, to give them the love and the caring and support that they need, then it does not matter what race they are or what color they are or what kind of gender they want to be. As long as you are doing what you are supposed to do as a parent, and as long as they are showing you the respect that you deserve, then that's all that matters. So definitely wanted to give a shout out to him because I've been knowing Mr. Farmer. Let's see. I've been knowing Mr. Farmer ever since 2013. And he is such a beautiful spirit. I mean, the knowledge that he knows on foster care, coming from foster care himself, and everything else, it's just been amazing. Okay, so he did put his link down here. It is facebook.com/FCAD Talk. Go check him out. He is an amazing man. I salute you for being a great father to your 3 boys. I remember when your boys were just little ones, and I remember the things that you went through with them, and to see how much they have grown into becoming 3 respectable young men of our community is just priceless. And even though they are white, who cares? You decided that you wanted 3 boys. You didn't care what race they were, and you wanted to make your family, and you went out there and you did it. And being that you have basically went all across the globe, all across the United States, just to tell your story means a lot. It is an inspiration to all single fathers that are out here. So definitely thank you so much, Mr. Farmer, for being the example of what a father is supposed to be. Thank you so much. So definitely, I know there are other fathers out here. I know my cousins, they are amazing fathers to their children. I have seen them grow, even from when we were little kids, to becoming amazing men that are doing what it is that they need to do as a father. So then you have the single fathers out here that are not getting the credit that they deserve. You're welcome. They're not getting the credit that they deserve because so many fathers are still being the stereotypical fathers where the mom is always doing everything and the father does nothing, excuse me, but just sending the child support money. And even then, we don't even get the child support money. So I'm going to say this. For the first time ever, I'm actually going to say this. Despite the fact that my son's father is not the father that my son needs in his life, I still want to tell you Happy Father's Day. I'm saying that not just because of who I am, but because you helped give life to our son. He will be 11 in August, and he is doing very, very well. And the fact that you gave us, the last time I heard from you, you gave me a call, I think it was about 2014, and you told me to tell now my husband, back then my fiance, you told me to tell him, thank you for being the father that I cannot be to Jay. And as humble as my heart is right now, I thank you. I love you very much. I love you because you gave my son life, because you helped in the process. So I want to say Happy Father's Day to you as well. There's not a lot of women out here who would say Happy Father's Day to their father, to their children's father, who are not doing anything in their life. And my thing is, as a former single mother, we can continue to have all of that built up pressure pinned up inside of us and everything. But at the same time, who are we hurting? We're hurting nobody but us, because promise you, them guys are long gone. They don't want to have nothing to do with us. So what we're going to do, we're going to continue to pick up the pieces and we're going to keep moving. To the single mothers who are actually doing it by themselves, who do not have a father figure in their children's lives, Happy Father's Day to you as well. I remember reading a post on yesterday where a lot of women said, well, one person in particular said, this post is, Happy Father's Day is not to those moms who are actually doing it. My thing is, yes, it is, because they have to play mommy and daddy. And some people don't actually know that backstory just to understand exactly what is going on in their children's life. So women, we do have to step up and play that role as mommy and daddy. We are the ones that are sitting there taking our child to the baseball games. We are the ones that are teaching our children how to bounce a basketball and how to shoot it in the hoop. We are the ones that are teaching our young men how to be respectful to women and how to treat a woman the way that she's supposed to be treated. We are the ones that are sitting there in those IEP meetings, teaching making sure that our children get the services that they deserve. So yes, I do want to say to the single women, to the single mothers who are actually being the mommy and the daddy in their child's life, Happy Father's Day to you too, because you deserve it just as much as we deserve it from being called mothers. So definitely want to give that shout out to y'all as well. So, I see a lot of people saying that's big of me, what I did, and how humble my heart is. I've actually learned how to have a humble heart when my son's father decided that he did not want to be a part of our lives anymore. And it has taken me a long, long time to learn how to forgive. The whole purpose wasn't just to forget what he has done, but to remember exactly how my child got here. Because it wasn't a oopsie daisy type of deal. I was in a relationship with my son's father. And yes, we were engaged. When my son was born, yes, he did walk out the day after and said he did not want to be with me anymore. Did I take it hard? Absolutely. Because a lot of us women, we sit here and we do take those things to heart because we are, we're emotional creatures. So that's what we have to do. But other than that, it does take a humble heart. And I thank God for him giving me humility, because I know that's something that I needed to work on even when I was younger to where I'm at now. And I knew that, sorry, I know y'all just saw me scratch my head, but it's okay. And I knew that in order for me to do what it is that I'm doing and giving y'all what it is I give y'all every Monday night, I had to learn how to humble myself and be real with my fans, to be real with y'all, to let y'all know, hey, I'm a human being too. And yes, I go through things just like y'all go through things. Majority of y'all don't know what I go through. So I tell it like it is every Monday night. And I come here to share that with y'all to let y'all know, hey, I'm just as real as y'all are. And yes, I can relate. So definitely, yes, having a humble heart is not as easy as people think it is. I know women who are still bitter about what happened, about the fact that their sons' fathers or daughters' fathers did walk out of their child's life and doesn't want to have nothing to do with their child. And they are still bitter about that. Can I say that I'm one of them? And yes, I was one of those women. I can admit that. But now that I have grown up and gotten over it, I decided to say, you know what, God, you gave me something bigger than that. You may have removed that man out of my son's life, but you gave my child life. He helped make the process. So yes, I'm going to say Happy Father's Day to him. And no, this is my first time actually saying it, because I never said Happy Father's Day to him since my son been born, and it's been 10 years. So yes, 10 years later, I'm going to say Happy Father's Day to you, JD. You know exactly who you are, and there's a bunch of JDs out here, so you figure out which one I'm talking about, and we can go on and move on about our day. But yes, definitely. I think the most important thing I did learn about in church yesterday was when the bishop was actually sitting here and he was talking about how men of the Bible needed, they were not the best of fathers, but God kept them close to them. And I thought it was funny because a lot of the things that we sit here and complain about as mothers, we really don't take into the consideration that, some of our children's fathers may be the deadbeat dad, but sitting there constantly talking about how much of a deadbeat dad they are, it doesn't do us any good. So we definitely need to understand and learn that, at that point in their life, that may have been a bad time where they may not been able to know how to deal with bringing a child into this world. So they did take off and run, and they did not want to be involved with it. But if that person decides they want to come back into their child's life, and if that child decides that that's what they want to do, that they want to be able to be with their father, let them do so. Don't sit here and try to block them from not having that relationship that they need, because no matter what, that child needs that relationship with their father, whether it's a boy or a girl. Allow them to have that relationship with their father. Don't sit here and become bitter 20 years later and still hold that bitterness from when they walked out your life for you to sit here and say, well, I don't want to have nothing to do with my son's father. It's not about you. And see, that's where a lot of us women, we get involved at. It's not about you. It's actually about your child getting to learn about who their father really is, and learning more so about what their background is like, learning more about who they are and their ancestry, instead of sitting here trying to figure out why me and you are not together. If it was meant to be, then God would have made it happen a long time ago. But if it ain't meant to be, then don't try to fix something that's broke. What's the point? All you're going to do is hurt yourself in the end, because what if that person decides they want to do to you what they did so many years ago? What if they do it again? And what are you going to do about it? There's nothing that you can do about it. Just let it go, because God has much, much bigger things in store for you. And yes, some of us women, we don't want to understand, yet we know what's going on, but we don't want to comprehend the fact that God may be taking that man through something that he wants him to see, and yet he may bring him back. And that is okay if he brings him back. But please understand and know that it is okay for your child or your children to have a good relationship with their father. Sometimes you have to allow your child to understand who their father really is. Sometimes you have to allow them to see exactly how their father is. But the one thing that we as mothers, we need to stop doing, we need to stop bashing our baby daddies in front of our children, because then they're going to grow up with that mindset saying that my father is not a good father because he didn't come back for me, or he doesn't want to have nothing to do with me. You don't know what was going on in your father's life to sit here and say that. So I do not recommend that you should bash your child's father. If you don't want to say nothing nice about him, then don't say nothing at all. Don't mention him at all. I know that I still have negative feelings for my son's father, and I can admit that, because at times it does come back that I'm very saddened by the fact that he doesn't want to have nothing to do with his son, because my son, our son has special needs. But at the same time, people. At the same time, understand one thing only. If you don't have nothing to say nice about your son's father or your daughter's father, don't say nothing at all. Don't block your child from not being with their father. Allow that child to grow up and know who their father really is, because they are going to find out on their own just how their father operates. If their father comes back for them and decides that they want to be an intricate part of their life, then yeah, let them do so. At least they get the bonding that they need. If they don't want to have nothing to do with them, kick rocks. Don't sit there and just hold on to that negativity and that anger. Let that anger go. Let that anger go, because he may be doing one thing, you doing your own thing, but who is suffering in the middle? Your children are suffering. Why? Because you sitting here being bitter. You sitting here telling your child he ain't no good, he's a deadbeat daddy, blah, blah, blah. Or he's not paying child support, he's not doing this, he's not doing that. It doesn't matter. Sometimes, and I've seen it for myself, sometimes it takes a man to hit rock bottom for them to realize what it is that they had before. And it's okay to hit rock bottom. It is literally okay. If that man has to hit rock bottom, let God take him through that. Don't sit here and try to go get karma on your own. Trust me, I've done it. It wasn't the best thing for me. So I've actually tried it for myself. It didn't work. Allow God to handle your situations. Don't sit here and try to take on situations that you know that your God can handle. We all know that God can't put on you no more than what you can stand for. But allow God to handle your situation. Don't sit here and try to handle your own. Don't sit here and try to handle that situation. Let God handle that situation. Pray about it and go on about your day. And know that your children are always taken care of. Your children or your child or whomever is always taken care of. I promise you, everything will be all right. And you wouldn't have nothing else to worry about. But again, please, 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 women, single mothers, happy belated Father's Day. To all my single fathers, happy Father's Day to you all. My husband included, my cousins, my uncles, my grandfather, who would have been 90, 93, 94. No, wait a minute. He would have been 90, 91, and 92. Okay, he would have been 92. No, he wouldn't have. Hold on. I got to do my math. 95, excuse me. He would have been 95 years old if he was living today. Happy Heavenly Father's Day to him. My father, he would have been 76. Happy Heavenly Father's Day to him as well. So definitely wanted just to give y'all just a little words of wisdom, a little bit of tidbit that I wanted to share with y'all that I learned at church today, on yesterday. And if you actually want to go back to the scripture reading, scripture reading was actually Romans 8. Romans chapter 8, verses 1 through 4. Pay attention, people. Wake up. Just a reminder, please make sure that you tune in tomorrow night at 8 o'clock to hear my husband, William Austin, speak on single fathers tomorrow night on ESP Presents. I will put the link in my, I will post the link up again just in case y'all don't feel like scrolling down my feed to find out what's going on. So definitely wanted to let y'all know. Please be very, very supportive of him. Y'all support me very much. Please support him. Thank y'all so much for tuning in tonight. I'm actually a little hungry. We should be getting on the road soon. So please, traveling mercies for us making it from North Carolina all the way back to VA and safe and sound and in one piece. Definitely, again, happy Father's Day to everybody. If you're interested in talking, if you're interested in fostering or adoption, please hit up Mr. Barry Farmer, facebook.com/FCAD talk. Also, if you want to make any purchases through Rock Bottom Creations, I am now taking orders because I'm still focused. I'm up and running. But I will tell y'all this, as of today, I did change my store hours, so please be mindful. Monday through Friday is 9 to 9. Saturday is 9 to It's 9 to, I think it's 9 to 5 or 9 to 9, something like that. And on Sundays it's from 12 to 6. So I'm actually learning how to work with hours now, so I can actually have a peace of mind in doing what it is that I love to do best, and not wanting to lose the interest because it becomes too overwhelming. So definitely wanted to give that shout out to all the fathers. Again, happy Father's Day. Y'all be blessed. Thank y'all so much for tuning in tonight. I totally forgot. Please charge it to my mind, not to my heart. I love y'all very much. Keep supporting Glitz and Glamz Chronicles and everything that we do. Stay woke. Bye.